Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel, Jashawn here, to talk about some friggin' books. And I moved recently. So, if you follow Elle at Elliot Brooks, you will know this already because she talked about it in a video recently, kind of like a life update thing, how she and her husband moved in with her father. He is older and just had major surgery and has various health issues happening. She's his only child that lives here and would be able to help, so they moved in with him to help him and kind of take care of him, which is just so sweet and loving and compassionate. And because of that, and because of, you know, the current state of the world with a pandemic going on, they weren't really keen on trying to sell their house at the moment, and my lease was up at my last place, and my boyfriend and I were living there. It's very small. It's a very small apartment that I got originally like on my own, and then he moved in with me. 3 cats, 2 adults in a very small apartment. It was time to get out of there, and it just worked out really well for us to just move in here. So now one of my best friends is my landlord. It'll probably be kind of temporary for us just because of the location. It's beautiful out here where this house is. It's kind of like the suburbs of Phoenix, but the boyfriend and I prefer being a little more centrally located, kind of more of a city vibe versus suburbs vibe. We're both from the Midwest, and the suburbs in Phoenix just feel very Midwest to us, and that's not the vibe we really want. So we probably won't be here for a super long time, but it'll work out for all of us in the meantime. And yeah, I have my bookshelves all set up now and kind of playing around with lighting. Right now, I literally just have a window open and a lamp, so hopefully the lighting is okay. I don't have my ring light, but I don't think I need it. We'll see. And this is my first time sitting down to film since the current social unrest, civil unrest happening in our country and around the world. And I mean, I posted a video, I'll have it linked in the cards, about my personal feelings on that. But yeah, basically Black Lives Matter, TERFs suck. Also, that's a new, I mean, that's not a new development, but that's a new topic, hot topic that has come up in recent weeks because of she who shall not be named. I just think it's funny to call her that. I've never been so happy to not be a Harry Potter stan in all my life. I swear to God. So yeah, if you're new here, if you want to give me a hashtag All Lives Matter, or if you think that TERF is like a slur or something, please see yourself out. So yeah, my first video filming, I figured it's about time. It's not quite time yet, but everybody's been posting it already. The mid-year book Freakout tag. I have not prepared my answers, but they're pretty straightforward. I think. We'll see. I don't know. It's been a year since I did it. I don't remember. Best book you've read so far in 2020. So the only 5 stars I have so far this year are Monstrous Volume 4. I just love Monstrous. And City of Girls, which was a reread. Changeless by Gail Carriger, which was also a reread. Blameless by Gail Carriger, also a reread. So, okay, I guess I gotta look at my 4.5. Well, I mean, okay, I guess Monstrous. Monstrous Volume 4 apparently is the best new read for me this year. Best sequel you've read so far in 2020? I mean, Monstrous Volume 4 counts, right? Let's find something else. Let's find a sequel. Ooh, Stormcaster by Cinda Williams-Chima. And it's, I mean, that's a sequel. It's book 3 in a 4-book series. But it was the standout book for the series. Like, it was really solid. Number 3 is new release you haven't read but want to. There are so many. Ooh, I know. Oh God, now I can't remember. The freaking Wraiths. A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. I have seen that one making the rounds on Twitter, and it already had my interest, but then I've seen a couple of tweets kind of referencing parts of the book, and yeah, I'm very keen on reading that one. Number 4, most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. There's a bunch, again. Some of them, though, I don't know if they're getting pushed back further, because that has happened a few times this year where books that were supposed to be released in the first half of the year got pushed back. Let's see. Let's look at my list. I know, like, The Bells, book 3 was supposed to be coming out this fall, but I don't know if that's still the case. I am not sure. Yeah, on Goodreads it still says Untitled Bells 3. So, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Raybearer. That got pushed back. Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. Monsters Volume 5. The Camelot Betrayal, which is Kirsten White's book 2 of Camelot Rising. And I am interested in The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, but I'm really, like, wary of V.E. Schwab's books in general because they always sound so amazing, and some of them I really enjoy, but then other ones I'm just like, eh. Or like the first book in the series I really love, and then the second one or third one I'm like, what? No. So very hit or miss. So I'm interested in that. The premise sounds so amazing, but we'll see. Number 5, biggest disappointment so far. Probably the biggest disappointment, I do have a couple. On my Google like spreadsheet thing, what am I trying to say? My reading fucking sheet. I put like an award category with drop downs for like surprising or disappointing or favorite or least favorite. And I have a couple with disappointing so far, but the most disappointing was definitely Children of Virtue and Vengeance, because I quite enjoyed Children of Blood and Bone. I mean, it wasn't like one of my favorite books ever, but I really liked it, and I just was really excited for the potential. And then I DNF'd the second book, and just no. Number 6 is biggest surprise. I think that probably has to go to Jade City by Fonda Lee. I had seen Jade City going around since it was published, which I can't even remember when it was published, last year or the year before. Anyways, I'd seen it going around, and I'd seen some people talk about it in a positive light. It was on my radar, but I just wasn't super jazzed to get to it. And then I picked it up, and I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. I don't know that it's like one of my favorite books ever necessarily, but it was like really solid. And the sibling relationships, I really loved just the dynamics and everything, the family dynamics. It was, yeah, really solid. Very surprising. Not that I expected it to be bad. I just, like I said, I hadn't seen that many people talk about it. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. Number 7, favorite new author. Either they're a debut author or they're just new to you. I feel like maybe Fonda Lee. But it's only one book, you know? Yeah, I've done so many rereads this year. I feel like I have to go with Fonda Lee. That's the only book I've read, but I really liked it. And it doesn't have that much competition because most of my other higher rated books this year have been rereads. 8, new fictional crush. Probably What's His Fuck from Fortuna Sworn. Can't remember the characters' names now, but the main male protagonist, the Fae King guy. Number 9, new favorite character. Honestly, my brain immediately goes to Rune from House of Earth and Blood. I just love him, and I really hope he is central to at least one of the books in the rest of the series, and I hope he gets an epic, like, love story plot, a romance plot, because I love him. Number 10, book that made you cry, Black Girl Unlimited by Echo Brown. I stupidly was like, it's an autobiography. It's not, or like, I think I was calling it a memoir. It's not a memoir, but it is highly autobiographical, magical realism, contemporary, and yeah, it packs a punch. It's funny because in my bookish buzzwords that I avoid video, I talked about like hard-hitting contemporaries, and obviously I will read them. I have some that I really love that I have read, but I don't like it. I was specifically talking about how I don't like it when it feels like the author is just piling shit on for the sake of piling shit on. Like almost like they have like a diversity or difficulty, like tragic hardship checklist that they're like, ooh, let me add that. Ooh, let me add that. And a book can have a lot of hardships and feel genuine and feel authentic. But there's sometimes, it's like a fine line for me. There are certain books that just don't feel authentic. And this is one that does. There is a lot of hardship. There's so much intersectionality in this book, talking about feminism, talking about colorism, talking about misogyny in the Black community, abject poverty, drug abuse, systemic racism in general, and just like so many things. But I just felt like it was done so well and so authentically. It didn't feel like this checklist that the author was like, let me add this in. It just felt very real, like a very real lived experience, and probably because it's highly autobiographical. But yeah, that made me cry a few times. Sometimes because it was painful, and sometimes because it was so profound. Number 11, book that made you happy. Any of the Parasol Protectorate books. I've read the first 4, I've reread the first 4, and yeah, I just love them. I just love them so much. They make me so happy. Number 12, most beautiful book that you've bought so far this year or received. What books have I bought? Well, City of Girls, and I think it's beautiful. But I had been gifted it for Christmas, and then I bought a paperback copy, so does that count? That probably doesn't really count. I had pre-ordered Raybearer, but then it got pushed back, and then the company that I pre-ordered it from like refunded me, so I don't have that. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I gotta go with City of Girls, which is up here. I've shown, you know what it looks like. I just love that cover. The pink, oh, it's so pretty. Number 13, what books do you need to read by the end of this year? I mean, I don't need to read any. I would say the library books that I currently have, I need to read those. I need to finish my reread of the Sookie Stackhouse series. I have like 4 or 5 books left, I want to say. I think 5. I need to finish my reread of Parasol Protector, but I only have 1 left, and I'm going to start that one like tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll finish that. Oh, and then the rest of this series. The Legends of the First Empire. I haven't read Age of Death, book 5 yet, and book 6 isn't, I don't think it has shipped out yet because of COVID and everything. But when that one comes, that's the final book, so I need to finish those as well. All right, there we are. That's what we got for the mid-year book Freakout tag. I feel like I'm so boring with this because I reread a lot. And especially this year, I've been rereading like a lot. So I don't have that many like new, oh my God, this is like a new favorite. So yeah, I need to find some of those. But all right, okay, that's all. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.